Welcome back to Metal Gear Solid, folks. We have got an entire army of Metal Gears to face in this video. An entire army of walking deathmobiles, as Solid Snake likes to call them. Now, you might have noticed in the pause screen at the start of the video there that we are actually in an area called Arsenal Gear Rectum, delightfully. Now, the whole Arsenal Gear area, each map is actually named after a sort of, I think it's part of like the digestive system. And I think I remember reading that basically Hideo Kojima said that they named it as such because they wanted to sort of feel like the player was like within sort of the belly of the beast, as it were, you know, in a kind of Moby Dick style scenario, being swallowed up by a giant whale. Really sort of cool idea, and also pretty disgusting to think that we're in something's rectum at the moment, fighting some big Japanese robots. And we just got a missile on our head because the chaff grenades wore out. So do make sure to use chaff grenades as frequent as you can in this fight, because otherwise the missiles pretty much lock onto you with incredible accuracy. And the knee missiles are an absolute pain in the butt because they sort of come at you from pretty much straight on, and you've got a cartwheel out of the way of them. In terms of comparison to other Metal Gear fights, I'd say maybe the Rex fight is a little harder, although this fight on Extreme was just absolutely insane. I mean, oh my god, I don't even want to know how many attempts that took me. It must be probably close to 30 attempts to beat this on Extreme. It is incredible. Basically, as you can tell, you can see in the background that there's all these like silhouettes of other Metal Gear Rays, so there's pretty much like an army. Remember, they're guarding Arsenal Gear, so there are an awful lot of them. And we basically have to destroy a certain number of them, and based on the difficulty that you're on, you're going to have to destroy obviously more Metal Gear Rays as the difficulty increases. So on Extreme mode, I think you have to kill it something stupid like 25 Metal Gear Rays. It's ugh. And obviously it's a lot harder, you've got less health, you've got less items, there's fewer pickups to help you out, and the Rays are just way more powerful and way more sort of talented, as it were. Let's chaff it right up. Put a machine gun on. And if you get too close, these Rays do have a sort of a cutter beam like Metal Gear Rex did, so you've got to watch out for that as well. And as I said in the last video, I mentioned that Raiden gets more and more badass sort of as the game goes on, and indeed as the Metal Gear series goes on. And this is pretty damn badass. I mean, Solid Snake is a badass, and he destroys a whole lot of Metal Gears throughout the series. I don't think he ever takes on this many at once. This is insane. Don't get me wrong, Snake is still infinitely more badass than Raiden. There's no two ways about that. But can you really say that Raiden's not a badass when he takes on literally an army of Metal Gears single-handedly with just a rocket launcher and cartwheels out of the way of knee rockets? Can you cartwheel out of the way of knee rockets, folks? I severely doubt it. And we must surely be coming towards the end of the quota of Metal Gears that we need to destroy. I've really understood what this area is supposed to be either. Like, we've sort of gone through this Arsenal Gear, which was a fairly sort of... It was odd. It was obviously this giant sort of facility Metal Gear, like floating base, but it at least made a bit of sense in terms of its, you know, its design. And this room's kind of... It's almost like a simulation, like a VR room. The way the floor looks and things like that, and these rays just seem to be coming at us infinitely. I imagine we might be in some sort of maybe the hangar for the Rays, but it is just vast. If you look, it almost looks as though it's the sky above us, but it can't be because we're in the rectum. We are literally within the belly of the beast. So I think a bit of artistic license was perhaps taken with the design of Arsenal Gear, especially in this area. And that is perhaps why we don't have a... Oh, pardon my language, that was a bad one. That's perhaps why we don't have a sort of dedicated map. We've just got the weird sort of turtle pause screen. Because the structure of Metal Gear, Arsenal Gear even, doesn't really make much sense. Oh, and I need to chaff grenades, that's why I'm being hit more often. Follow your own advice, LazierBandit, don't be such a noob. Oh, that's going to land on the head. Sugar. Good thing I had a ration out there or it would have been good night campers. Ooh. Happy days. Right. We must surely... That was a bad shot. But I recovered it. Styled it out. We must surely have nearly killed enough of these things. I think this could be our last one, actually. I think this one could be the last one. Let's find out, and... Boof! Oh, I was right for a change. It's a nice surprise, isn't it? Go on, Raiden. No Ray Jose.
I expected a little more fight than that, Jack.
Oh crap, we're gonna get squished. But Olga comes to our rescue once again.
Decided to show
Olga, don't do this! They'll know!
I'll hold them off. Give you time to get away.
So she's revealed her identity now to Solidus as the Patriot spy.
This is suicide!
Your nanomachines, they're transmitting your vital signs to the Patriots. If you die, my child dies. You understand?
Ah, so it really is in her best interest to keep us alive.
That's why you sold your troops out to me. So many dead, and they all died trusting you. Weren't they your comrades?
No, not just comrades. Family.
You're gonna need more than a pistol to take on Metal Gear Ray, love.
I know I'm going to hell, but at least my child.
I applaud your attitude. If you have a death wish, I'll be happy to accommodate you. See you in hell!
Bloody hell. Surely there's something we can do, Raiden. You've got to stop Solidus. Don't just stand there watching. Seriously, Raiden, do something.
Live. You have to.
Shit.
Olga!
Jesus. Poor Olga, man. She was just trying to protect her child, and she literally just died to save us, and by extension her child. Solidus, you evil
Enjoy the
bastard.
show, Jack. Let's pick up where we left off. What's going on?
Looks like the ray might be malfunctioning.
GW, it's out of control. What?
Yeah, those rays don't seem in a very good way, do they? So at least we might not have them to worry about anymore. Or maybe they're all just going to attack crazily at once, which would be pretty bad.
I'm reading an abnormal impulse cascade throughout the neural network. I can't shut it down.
What happened?
Maybe some kind of virus.
The Patriots?
I don't know.
Ocelot, what have you been up to?
It's too late. Arsenal's system control is going haywire. It's on an emergency ascent course.
Ascent course, so crap, we've been underwater for now, but we're going to resurface.
Stupid machines!
And if you remember, the big shell's just off the shore of New York, so... Fair enough, Solidus is the bad guy, but god damn it, he's cool. I love how they made the Metal Gears bleed. They actually explain it as saying that the red liquid is like this sort of sealing thing, I think, that like basically when they get damaged this red liquid is released and it sort of heals the Metal Gear, like it seals up the wounds that have been created. But I think it's more of just a stylistic thing. And that's just an excuse. And Solus has made pretty short work of those.
Damn the Patriots!
Oh, don't strangle us again. Oh, we're about to get all good.
You still have some use.
I've captured Snake.
Shit. Well, this could have gone better for us.
Snake?
Bring him in.
Crack? Is that Raiden dead? Well, folks, in the next video, we'll find out what happens. We've been captured, possibly killed, Snake's in chains, the AI is rebelling against itself, God knows what's going on. We'll find out next time. Thank you very much for joining me, folks. I've been LazierBandit. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and all that good stuff if you enjoyed this video, and even share it with your friends if you think that they'd enjoy it as well. As I say, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.